Hi everyone, it's Nurse Cathy. Well, today we're going to talk about financial wellness. Now everyone said, financial wellness, what do you mean by that? Now, financial wellness is the ability to make your monthly bills, pay your debts, your ability to save some emergency cash and have it on hand in case something would happen, the ability to save for the future, whether it be a college or retirement fund, and the ability to have the funds available to you should you experience a financial crisis. Now, about 1/3 of the population are happy with their current financial situation. So that means there's a lot of the population that is experiencing some sort of financial distress. Now, because of the pandemic, the financial impact has been huge on families. And I think a lot of times families are maybe doing some things that they normally wouldn't do in a normal situation. They're making decisions that are based on need right now. Some people are maybe taking money from their retirement accounts, or they're applying for those offers that come through the mail for credit. And there's even people out there that are avoiding medical care because they don't want the expense. Well, we don't want you to keep digging your hole deeper. So I'm just going to give you a few fundamentals or actions that you can take to improve your financial well-being. I'm by no means an expert on this, but I do have a few little tips. The first thing you need to do and recognize is that you have to make a commitment to financial wellness, and you have to be in it for the long haul. Now, you have to determine what are your goals for your budget. And I personally would probably look at it a year at a time and think, what do I want to do for this next coming year? And then you have to calculate your income and your expenses. And you need to include in that even the very small expenses that you think don't mount up to much, like even that cup of coffee or things. And then you have to look at, after you've done the calculation between what your income and expenses are, you have to look at what you have left. Now, when you're planning your budget, you have to look at what your wants and what your needs are. And then you also have to include within that budget, include a little fun money. Because if you don't include some way to reward yourself and your family, you're going to get frustrated and you're going to give up. Next, with that budget, make sure that you monitor it. You want to keep your eye on it because there'll be opportunities and times where things kind of get a little bit out of whack, and what you have to do is bring it back into alignment. So what you need to do is adjust your budget. Don't rely on credit cards, because if you use the credit cards, you're just going to increase your debt. Now, the next step is an emergency cash fund. It's recommended that you have approximately $1,000 set aside for those emergencies that happen, such as, replace the flat tire, there's a leak, and so you have to call a plumber, whatever that little emergency might be. And it is recommended, like I said, $1,000. It's also recommended that you try to build that fund as quickly as possible, because if you don't, you're going to be more tempted to dig in and use those credit cards should an emergency happen. And the next tip is to save for college and or retirement funds. The theory should be is pay yourself first. So one good way to do that is through payroll deduction. Now, these are long-term savings, and so your money is going to be growing. So the key to it is start early and stay healthy, because the longer that you are healthy, the longer you can contribute, and then the more your money will grow. Next, think about a rainy day fund. Now, this is the money that you set aside in case there would be a financial crisis, such as a job loss. Now, it's recommended that you save approximately 6 months of living expenses. Now, that's a lot of money, and it's something you just can't save overnight. So you're going to have to chip away at it, and it's going to take you a while to save that amount of money, but you can do it. The next thing I want you to consider is to monitor your credit. Now, it's more than just monitoring your credit score. If you are thinking about, say, making a major purchase, only borrow what you can afford to pay back. Most of us qualify for a lot more credit than what we can afford to pay back. So just make sure you're borrowing just enough that you'll be able to pay that back. As far as your credit score goes, there's many factors that come into play when they determine your credit score. Companies will look at your debt-to-income ratio. They'll look at how many open accounts you have. They'll look at how many of those accounts have high balances. They look at how you pay your accounts, whether you're paying them on time or you're paying them late. They're looking for all these things and how they determine your credit score. But the rule of thumb is avoid using those credit cards. And if you do use them, only make a small purchase on it and pay it off monthly. Now, don't think that you have to do this on your own. Please ask for advice, ask for help. There's lots of community resources out there. And in fact, the City of Columbus is offering a financial wellness program in January 2021. Now, this will be a virtual program that you can do at your own pace. The classes will be taught by experts in the subject matter of finance, and there's many different topics that you can choose from. Now, what's really awesome about this program is that it's totally free. It's free to employees, spouse, and dependents. Now, you will have to register for the program. You'll have to go to your Benefits and Wellness website and find the link. And then from the link, you'll have to enter an activation code. This program is a great opportunity to start fresh in 2021, and I think we all want a fresh start for 2021. Well, now that's all for me this week. Now, I want to remind you that on Monday, Ashley will be talking about winter foods and storage of those foods. So take care. Have a great weekend.